Welcome back, friends. We'll be starting with part 3 of Ministry of Education. We were dealing with the government schemes from Vision IAS material. Let's start. In the previous parts, we have discussed in point 8, that is STARS, PMRF, Midday Meal Scheme, Nishtha, Samagra Shiksha, Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan, Rashtriya Uchchitara Shiksha Abhiyan. So from in this, we'll be discussing about Dhruv. What is Dhruv? Dhruv is Pradhan Mantri Innovative Learning Program. Then STRIDE, Scheme for Transdisciplinary Research for India's Developing Economy, Study in India, and then Educational Quality Upgradation and Inclusion Program, EQUIP. And finally, UDAN, Giving Wings to Girls. So, let us move forward.
Pradhan Mantri Innovative Learning Program, also called as dhruv. So, objectives: to identify and encourage talented children to enrich their skills and knowledge in contribute to the society. So it would look for talented children so that their skills can be enriched and knowledge can be imparted to them so that they can contribute to the society. It is Pradhan Mantri Innovative Learning Program. So by dhruv, we are nowhere we can say from this acronym that what is the full form of it. So dhruv is associated with, just remember Dhruv, the name of a student, and hence it is for his innovative learning. Pradhan Mantri Innovative Learning Program, to identify talented children to enrich the skills and knowledge to contribute to the society. Key features of the program: the program aims to cover two areas, mainly namely science and arts. So Pradhan Mantri Research Fellowship Program was for science students in the higher education sector by the top universities. Rashtriya Avishkar Abhiyan was also for students from class up to class 12, from class 1 to class 12, but only in the science sector. But this innovative learning is not associated with research. It is something that is of your intellect and you can innovate it yourself. So it has been for the science and arts students as well. Dhruv for both science and arts, two core areas. Okay, it will be expanded gradually to other fields like creative writing as well. It will be expanded to creative writing. The program was launched from ISRO. Program is named after a pole star Dhruv Tara, and it is a 14-day learning program in which around 60 students are selected broadly from class 9 to class 12 all over the country, who are mentored and nurtured by renowned experts in different areas. So it is, you can say it's upper primary or secondary and higher secondary level, that is from class 9 to class 12. Students will be selected across the country. They will be mentored by experts of different areas. It was launched from ISRO. Like we have seen earlier also, different kinds of modules or different kinds of programs are launched by ISRO to have a scientific temperament, to inculcate the scientific spirit among young students from class 1 to 8 as well. So in the ISRO site we can find this. Now a new one has come, a Pradhan Mantri Innovative Learning System called Dhruv. Focus students would be students from class 9 to 12 and areas science and arts. Okay, scheme for transdisciplinary research for India's developing economy, STRIDE. Scheme for transdisciplinary research for India's developing economy, STRIDE. Okay, to identify young talent, strengthen research culture, build capacity, promote innovation, and support transdisciplinary research relevant to national development and to enhance the overall well-being of society, and to fund high-impact national network projects in the identified thrust areas in humanities and human sciences and Indian knowledge systems. Scheme for transdisciplinary research for India's developing in STRIDE. As the name suggests, it would be research program but transdisciplinary, so that India's economy can be developed. So we have the knowledge, but we need to know how to apply those knowledge. So for that, STRIDE program comes in, such that we do research only in particular different fields. Someone do research in biotechnology, someone does research in physics. Now this transdisciplinary research should be collaborated so that India's economy to be developed. And through this, it would identify young talent, strengthen research culture, build capacity to promote innovation, and support transdisciplinary research relevant to national development, And so that the overall well-being of the society is enhanced, high impact national network projects would be included in it. National network projects, it could be uh, these pipeline projects, or any road or rail projects. So these national network projects, these kind of national network projects to be included. So I have just given an vague example to understand that it would collaborate between different projects. Trust areas of humanities and human sciences and Indian national systems. So, to fund high impact national network projects in which areas of humanities and human sciences and India's knowledge system. It was announced by UGC to provide support to research projects that are socially relevant, locally need based, nationally important, and globally significant. So it is UGC has announced this. STRIDE project has been announced by UGC, University Grants Commission. Okay, it would provide support to research projects, those research projects which are socially relevant, has to be locally based, locally need based, nationally important, and globally significant. There are three components to it. One is research capacity building in diverse disciplines by mentoring, nurturing, and supporting young talents to innovate pragmatic solutions for local, regional, national, and global problems. Grant available is up to 1 crore. For mentoring, nurturing, and supporting young talents, grant available is up to 1 crore. Component 2 focused on enhancing problem solving skills with the help of inclusive innovation and action research to innovate pragmatic solutions for local, regional, national priorities. It is for local, regional, and national priorities also, to contribute to India's developing economy. That grant up to rupees 50 lakh to 1 crore is available for projects under this component. Fund Then component 3 is fund high impact research projects in identified thrust areas in humanities and human sciences through multi institutional network. Grant available under this component is up to rupees 1 crore for higher educational institution, and up to rupees 5 crores for a multi institutional network. So what I was giving an example earlier, that it would net by network projects, but I was thinking that all the network pipeline or railways, these kind of network projects would be taken care of through this STRIDE project, but I was wrong there. Here it says high impact research projects in thrust areas of humanities and human sciences. It was through multi-institutional network. Here by network it means multi-institutional network. Grant available under this component is up to rupees 1 crore for higher educational institution, and up to rupees 5 crores for a multi-institutional network. So STRIDE is it is scheme for transdisciplinary research for India's developing economy. It would increase research culture, build capacity. It would fund high impact network projects in identified thrust areas in humanities and human sciences and Indian knowledge systems. So STRIDE has three components: component 1, component 2, and component 3. But before that, STRIDE is announced by UGC to provide support. UGC would give support to research projects, those research projects which are socially relevant, locally need based, nationally important, and globally significant. Component 1 is research capacity building in diverse disciplines. First, capacity building would be done in diverse disciplines. Second component would be focus on enhancing the problem solving skills. Third component would be high impact research projects. For the research capacity building, it would they would focus on innovating pragmatic solutions for local, regional, national, global problems. Grant is up to 1 crore. So component 2 is focused on enhancing problem solving skills with the help of inclusive innovation. So in this, inclusive innovation is included, and action research, so that innovate pragmatic solutions. 50 lakh to 1 crore. So for capacity building up to 1 crore, for enhancing problem skills from 50 lakhs to 1 crore, and component 3, those are high impact projects, it's from 1 crore for one educational institution, and up to 5 crore for multi institutional network. Then we have study in India. To encourage flow of inbound international students in India, to make India a preferred education destination or hub for foreign students, to improve the soft power of India with focus on neighboring countries and use it as a tool in diplomacy. It would increase India's market share of global education exports from less than 1% to 2%. So India, there are many foreign students who come to India for education. So since education is given by India, it is considered as exports. Now, in global education export, India's market share is aim to be at 2%. Now presently it is at 1%. Through this study in India campaign, it would be at 2%. It would improve the overall quality of higher education to reduce the export import balance in the number of international students. It would reduce the export import in number of international students, also increase in global ranking of India as an educational destination. Salient features: interministerial level, it is a joint initiative of Ministry of Education, Ministry of External Affairs, Ministry of Home Affairs, Ministry of Commerce and Industry. So 4 ministries are part of it. Study in India, although it's related to education, but not only Ministry of Education is involved in it, but also Ministry of External Affairs and Ministry of Home Affairs is also included in it. Why Ministry of External Affairs? Because it relates to foreign students, their safety, security, all is also looked after, and along with it Ministry of Commerce and Industry, because once students come into India, they would bring about foreign inflows to India also, right? So Ministry of Commerce and Industry is also included in it. Preference to countries: program focuses on attracting international students from select 30 plus countries across Southeast Asia, Middle East and Africa. Which countries are focused at? 30 plus international students from select 30 plus countries. Which 30 plus countries? It is the Southeast Asia, our immediate neighbors, Middle East, which we with whom we have good trade relations, okay, and also Africa. Participation of select reputed Indian institutes or universities, by way of offering seats for international students at affordable rates, along with fee waivers to meritorious foreign students ranging from 100% to 25%. Selection of top 100 partner institutions on the basis of National Assessment and Accreditation Council (NAC) grading and National Institution Ranking Framework (NIRF) ranking. Implementing agency EDCIL India Limited, a mini Ratna category. So who would be implementing the STRIDE program? It would be implemented by EDCIL. Okay. EDCIL is a mini Ratna category company, right? So it's a public sector undertaking under the administrative control of Ministry of Education. EDCIL is an education company under the control of Ministry of Education, administrative control of Ministry of Education. So that would look after STRIDE. So let's revise STRIDE once again. It's very important regarding the ministries. Ministry of Education is there, Ministry of External Affairs, Ministry of Home Affairs, and Ministry of Commerce and Industry. It would attract international talents, and for attracting international talents, it had given preferences to countries, 30 plus countries in the Southeast Asia region. Then we have Middle East and Africa, and there would be participation of selected reputed Indian institute or universities. How would be done? It would do this. It would offer seats for international students at affordable rates, with fee waiver would also be given from 100% to 25% to the meritorious foreign students, okay, and top 100 partner institutions would be selected by NAC grading, National Assessment and Accreditation Council, and also National Institution Ranking Framework ranking. So NAC grading and NIRF ranking, through these two institutions, top 100 partner institutions would be selected, and EDCIL would be the implementing agency for STRIDE. Scheme for transdisciplinary, this is for study in India project. STRIDE was a different thing for transdisciplinary research, okay. So program envisages setting up of call centers for support, algorithm for allocation of seats to meritorious candidates, close coordination with Indian missions abroad and foreign missions in India, branding activities in the target countries, and it would be a centralized admission web portal, act as a single window for admission of foreign students. What would it set up? First, call center. Okay, there would be an algorithm on how seats would be allocated to meritorious students. Then close coordination would be there with Indian missions and foreign missions in India. Now, Indian missions and foreign missions in India, Indian missions abroad and foreign missions India. For this, Ministry of External Affairs is required. Okay, and branding activities in the target countries. The countries where they are targeting, they would brand activities there. A centralized admission web portal would be there. The web portal through which admission would be taken, it would be centralized, which will act as a single window for admission to the foreign students. Okay, EQUIP, educational quality upgradation and inclusion program. It would double the gross enrollment ratio. So first, equip is educational quality upgradation, quality upgradation and inclusion program, educational quality upgradation and improvement program. So as it suggests that it would look at quality upgradation and inclusion. Now inclusion means it would involve enrollment. So what it does is equip focuses at doubling the gross enrollment ratio where in higher education, and resolve the geographically and socially skewed access to higher education institutions in India. It would upgrade the quality of education into global standards and position at least 50 Indian institutes among the top 100,000 global universities. So there would be top 1,000 global universities, in that top 15 institutions of India to be kept there. Okay, now it's a good achievement that if India can place 50 universities or 50 higher educational institutions among the top 1,000, that would be fine. It would also help in attracting other students from abroad, and it would be an impetus to the Study in India program that Ministry of Education along with other ministries are taking. But here, the points to note here is EQUIP is education quality upgradation. So it would focus on improving the quality of education to global standards. Once it aims for global standards upgradation or focusing on improving the quality of education, then only foreign students would be attracted towards it. So quality upgradation to global standards and inclusion program. How inclusion program? By doubling the gross enrollment ratio in higher education, so that access is so resolving the geographically and socially skewed access to higher education would be resolved. Key features is it is a vision plan aiming at ushering transformation in India's higher education system by implementing strategic interventions in the sector over 5 years. So it is from 2019 to 2024. EQUIP program for 5 years, 2019 to 24, for transforming India's higher education system. Okay. Now, strategies and initiatives. What are the strategies and initiatives taken under EQUIP, Educational Quality Upgradation and Inclusion Program? Employability and entrepreneurship. Then promotion of research and innovation towards global-based teaching or learning process, promoting excellence, governance reforms, assessment, accreditation and ranking systems, financing higher education, internationalization of higher education, and using technology for better reach. Any of the programs would include. So through this, what do we see? That in the strategies and initiatives for EQUIP, first, quality upgradation. In quality upgradation, what we see here is that for upgrading quality and inclusion, governance reforms is to be done. Digitalization is to be done, that is using technology for better reach. Okay, and then we have excellence to be promoted, best teaching and learning process to be taken care of, research and innovation has to be promoted, employability and entrepreneurship is also to be included in it, and financing higher education and internationalization of higher education. Then only quality is to be improved, then only we can match up to the global standards. So internationalization of higher education, in terms of higher education, it would be financing and also internationalization. Ranking systems to be taken into place, assessment has to be done, and proper accreditation systems to be brought into force. Okay, now we go to Udan, giving wings to girls. Objectives: to address the challenge of low enrollment of girls in technical education institutes. There is low enrollment of girls in technical education institutes, right? It would to minimize the gap between school education and engineering entrance examination, to enrich and enhance teaching and learning of science and mathematics at senior secondary level by addressing the three dimensions of education: curriculum design, transaction, and assessments. So Udan scheme is mainly Udan. There is one scheme, Udan, in which the small airports are being developed so that connectivity is improved in India. Okay, that is a different scheme, and here Udan is for girls students by Ministry of Education to address the low enrollment of girls. Udan low address the low enrollment of girls in where technical education institutes, not primary, upper primary. It is in technical education institutes. Okay, so it would be to minimize the gap between school education and engineering entrance examination. So there are many students who girl students who cleared their school, but not many applies for engineering colleges, or in the higher educational institutes we see there are lesser number of girls studying there. So low enrollment girls to be addressed in technical education, minimize the gap between school education and engineering entrance examination, and also to enrich and enhance teaching and learning of science and mathematics at senior secondary level by addressing three dimensions of education. One is curriculum design, transaction, and assessments. Okay, so see, at senior secondary level it would enrich by teaching and learning science and mathematics. Secondary level by addressing the three dimensions of education. Three dimensions of education is to be addressed: curriculum design, transaction, and assessment. Intended beneficiaries: girl students in classes 11 only from KVs, NVs, Kendriya Vidyalayas, Navodaya Vidyalayas, government schools of any recognized boards. CBSE affiliated private schools in India are eligible for the scheme. So private schools are also eligible, but only those who are CBSE affiliated. So girl students of class 11 only. Udan is for students of class 11 only. So remember it like this way: only girls of class 11 can fly. Okay, then you can remember why, because after that they will be preparing themselves for the entrance examination, right? So it is for them only. And for which students? Girl students from KVs, NVs, government schools of any recognized board. CBSE affiliated private schools in India are eligible for the scheme. Program is to open to Indian citizens residing in India only. It is only for Indian citizens who are residing in India, not the NRIs. Annual family income should be less than 6 lakh per annum. So for this 6 lakh per annum, it's an economic criteria is also included in it. That is 6 lakh per annum. Salient features: it trains girl student in entrance examinations to top institutions and provides them incentives and support through tutorials, video classes. So kind of coaching. You can say that it's a kind of coaching given to girls scheme under Udan, wherein educational criteria is looked at 6 lakhs per annum only to class 11 students and Indian citizens in India only. Now it's system of online during this pandemic situation, and also online because it will not only cater to us a few rich or elite section who can afford to stay in urban areas, but also for all other students who are from the rural background as well, right? So what did we see? It is launched by the CBSE under guidance of Ministry of Education. Launched by CBSE, so only CBSE schools, private CBSE affiliated private schools students can come. Okay, supports 1000 selected disadvantaged girls per year. So it support 1000 selected disadvantaged girls. Students are provided free offline or online resources through virtual weekend contact classes and study material on preloaded tablet while studying in class 11 and class 12 for preparation of admission test to various premier engineering colleges in the country. So one more thing, here it was to bridge the gap between engineering examinations and senior secondary schooling. To note here is, Udan scheme is only for girl student. Udan scheme is only for those which are studying in KVs, MVs and government recognized boards, okay, government schools of recognized boards, CBSE private schools, CBSE affiliated private schools. Also, through this, it is, as it is launched by CBSE, through this it would help 1000 disadvantaged girls. It would train girl students in entrance examinations through video classes or tutorials. It would be weekend classes. A tablet would be given, preloaded study material for class 11 and class 12 for preparation of admission test for the engineering colleges. Okay, so we end today here only, but before ending, let us see what we have studied today. Okay, so in this, what we have studied: Pradhan Mantri Innovative Learning Program, Dhruv, that is good students to be selected. It is a program by ISRO. Why they are selected? To enrich their skills and knowledge so that they can contribute to the society. It would be a 14-day program. It was named after the Dhruv Tara, and it would cover only 2 areas. Dhruv, it would take students from 2 areas, namely science and arts, and slowly it would expand to creative learning as well. So Dhruv is for innovative learning. Pradhan Mantri Innovative Learning Program. Okay, then we have read about STRIDE, Scheme for Transdisciplinary Research for India's Developing Economy, where transdisciplinary research would be boosted so that India can develop, right, in this local need, national requirement and global standards are to be satisfied. It is a UGC program and had 3 components. Then we had Study in India program. And a Study in India program, foreign students would be attracted towards India. It's a 4 ministerial, or rather an interministerial initiative. Fee waiver is also given from 100% to 25%, and top 100 institutes would be selected according to, on the basis of NAC, National Assessment and Accreditation Council, and NIRF ranking. Implementing agency would be EDCIL Limited, which would be a mini Ratna category. Okay, then we had EQUIP, Educational Quality Upgradation and Inclusion Program. Through this, it would double the gross enrollment ratio in higher education, and 50 Indian institutes out of top 1000 global universities. This is the aim. Okay, it would be a 5 years program for transforming higher educational. Then we had UDAN, that is giving wings to girls. It's for girl students so that they can take up technical education after they complete their schooling. It would teach them in science and mathematics. They would be given coaching through it so that they can perform well in the entrance examination. Economic criteria is also there: 6 lakh per annum to only 1000 girls, and only Indian residents, only class 11 students. Okay, they are eligible for this scheme. Thank you.